Good evening, everyone, and welcome to LGE coverage for round 14 of Super Sunday Racing here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix in Brazil. Of course, got 19 drivers on the grid tonight. No new faces, just the old familiars. But unfortunately, we have had a little bit of sad news today with Sir Frank Williams passing away at the age of 79, the oldest paraplegic in the UK. And that is quite sad. We're going to have a little tribute for some of the drivers anyway who were able to do it in time with either a just standard black helmet or a bit of a Williams tribute helmet. So you'll see a lot of blue, yellow and white. Potentially maybe see a bit of red, of course, with racing with a red and white livery for a few seasons. Got drivers coming out already, which should entail for a dry race. Of course, we're back to the normal format now, no sprint, with the 18 minutes of qualifying and straight into the 50% Grand Prix distance. See Bugs Bunny coming out on track, and Warren has joined us late there, and hopefully that won't glitch the lobby as it has been doing for an amount of time. Just going to double check the microphone is working. I think it is. If Apex is listening, just make sure it's alright. Do have to apologise for starting 30 minutes late. I was a little busy coming back from a day out at IKEA, but was able to make it back in anyway to get us underway at 6:30 instead, so do apologise for that one. So we've got the full 20 drivers as soon as Boosted picks his car, which is the Haas. Just seeing his teammate Dark Stomper on a lap, who hasn't been with us for a few weeks and is back. Tuesday night champion from season 1, goes purple in sector 1. Just watching him climb the hill here. You really want to be carrying the speed. He did lift off towards the peak altitude of the corner. So he runs through this long left-hander and into this right-hander now. Obviously we had the incident between Alex Albon and Lewis Hamilton, snatched that podium away from Alex Albon. Would have been his first podium. So we see Dark Stomper come down into Juncal. Now rises up the hill. That's the last proper corner. Of course, got these two corners to go, but of course in these cars they are really nothing corners. He's going to top the standings as he's the first man to set a lap, and it's 1:08.4, quite a respectable time on the medium tyres there. We will have a look at what tyre compounds everyone are on, and Bugs Bunny goes fastest, the championship leader. Surely will be able to wrap it up very, very soon. He's quite away in the distance as Crossfires takes that away, and Bloche is in second place. So just looking from the rear diffuser there. Bugs Bunny, new cam shot. We've seen that one before. So we've only had 5 times so far, but a lot of drivers out on the laps. Just seeing Shugs go through turn 6 there, and turn 7, Mr. BT goes fastest on the soft tyre with a 1:07 as well. Dead is Crossfire strikes. Very, very close times between the two of them. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Guys. Right, we're back and we've got 13 drivers set laps, 14 drivers set laps, with Anthony getting himself right up there in the Williams. So I are seeing some of these drivers. As you see, Apex wearing a nice black helmet with just a dark blue line down the middle. That's a nice one there. A lot of drivers have made helmet designs for this race, which is really nice to see. The majority of them have. Drivers set times now. Emi Aguna goes into 7th place now on the soft tyres. Dark Stomper still in the top 10 on the mediums. So we'll try and get with a driver, Lucas A. Germany, who looks like he's just about to finish his lap. Goes third fastest, 1:07.1. Very close between the top 3. The midfield is also pretty close as well. As Chemjazz has joined the session, but his seat is been taken now, I think, as he didn't turn up. Watching Mr. Basil start his lap in that Alfa Romeo. Of course, he runs in Tuesday night as well with the black helmet, as well as he comes around turn 3 and down the Reta Aposta into turn 4 to Siga de Lago. And we'll see how he does through turns 6 and 7 now, up the hill and into this really tricky right-hander and back into the left-hander. Turn 9. Around the long right-hander into Juncal, and now back up the hill again. A long drive up that final corner is really crucial to get the best out of your lap time for the start and the end of your lap, as we know that start-finish line is a long way from Juncal as he goes up into 14th. He's not at the bottom of the standing, so he'll certainly be happy with that. His good friend Nemvidic, though, is right down the order at the moment on an outlap and hoping to improve. Looking a little quiet on the Western Front at the moment, as we're seeing Dr. Wolfgang come across the line now. Looks like he's going to improve potentially. He does, goes up to 8th. Moves Emi Aguna down a position. Sorry about that, as we just saw Anthony there getting quite close to that Ferrari. Crossfires takes provisional pole with a 106.7, broke the 106 barrier now, and we're sure to see the top drivers come back out on track to set a lap. I think Veloce Ayoub has just finish the lap there. Seeing Dark Stomper coming towards the line. He has, no he's not, he's going into the pit lane there. We're just going to have a look at Stinos here, who's yet to set a time. It's actually 3 drivers at the moment who are yet to set times, as we've got Boosted just set another time, and a faster time of that with a 108.763 with Aidan Bell on the mediums just behind him. He is going to want to improve just a little bit. We've got Thibaut Goy just crossing the line to start a lap by the looks of things. He had invalidated his previous lap. His Amir Guna is coming around the final corner that isn't really a corner towards the start finish line. See if he improves on his time. He does by 3.5 tenths almost. Moves himself up into 6th. Warren has now left the session, which is an issue, of course, because the lobby, so this has been a common thing recently, but may have fixed it because this happened a couple of days ago in a race I was in. It actually worked absolutely fine, so hopefully that'll be the case this time. Seeing Stinos on his lap in the Aston Martin, the 96 car there. Just coming around this long right-hander in qualifying. It's easy flat. It's you do have to get the line really quite right, but it is rather easy once you get into the groove. But in the race, it does get considerably harder, especially with the high fuel. Stinos, though, looking like he's going to get himself a nice tow towards the line here from a driver, I think, just to finish in a lap, and Stinos goes 4th with a 107.2. So we've got the top 12 within a second of each other at the moment, which is very close indeed, actually. I have to say, mediums, but he is outside the top 10, so would probably start on the mediums as it stands, but of course a fresh. So Mr. BT is invalidated his lap time as he comes down the Retta Aposta, and said Warren isn't back in the session. We'll actually give Warren a quick invite. Who's invalidated his lap time. I think we've got Aidan Bell just starting another lap. Comes into Zasigo Lager, and round turn 5, and now up the hill with this little ascent into this long right-hander. Cloudy here in Interlagos, but potentially not going to have any rain. We've got 4.5 minutes left in the session. And Warren has returned. Got Mr. Basil with his glorious Mackey's internet there. Not doing so well in terms of the internet front. So Crossfires is just started another lap in that Williams. It would be nice to see the Williams on pole position in this race. It would be somewhat fitting as we see him come around turn 6 and 7. Into this tricky middle sector with a lot of long off-camber corners, especially that one there, the way the track just turns into itself. I think he was on an out lap potentially. He's going to go again. 3.5 minutes, or 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock now. So Warren is back in, yet set a time, as well as Dazzy, who is not set a time also. A lot of drivers now coming out on their out laps with just over 3 minutes to go, but that of course is now understandable. We've got Dark Stomper He looks like he's coming into the pits. He potentially just has enough time to do one more lap. 11th position though is not somewhere he really wants to be, even though the only advantage of course is going to be the first driver on the fresh tyres. The Amir getting off the circuit there nicely to get out of the way of that Williams, which was Crossfires, who has invalidated. Though we've got Anthony, who's about to finish a lap by the looks of things. Just have to wait and see. It definitely looks like with the time on the clock for his lap, this is going to be a fast one. It's not, because he's coming in the pits, but he certainly was doing a fast in lap for sure, but I don't think he's going to be able to get out in time to start another one. So we've got Crossfires coming into the pits, have we, as well? Yes, the Williams are both done in this session now. They are not going to be able to improve. They haven't got enough time to get themselves back out on track. Of course, no sub or just over 2 seconds pit stops for these drivers in qualifying. If you backed into your garage, it takes around 45 seconds, maybe about a minute actually, the entire time you're in the pits, if you're as fast as you can be as soon as you get to that screen to change your setup and tyres, etc. It does take around a minute. Got Thurbo Boy on a lap in the Alpine as he runs down the hill of the left hand. They've got the McLaren, both McLarens just ahead of him. They're going to be causing some problems, and they did cause a problem because he did get distracted on the exit. It did reset to track, but of course it does do that when you're in the infield. So that is expected. Dr. Wolfgang has now checked out of qualifying. Got Dazzy, who is on a lap. Took a lot of curve in turn 6, as he had the Mercedes ahead of him. A bit of traffic on track at the moment, as drivers are just preparing to start their laps with only a few seconds to go in this qualifying session. Of course, if you start your lap before the checker flag is out, you have the right to finish that lap, as long as you don't invalidate the Ferrari staying nicely out of the way there. As we come on towards the entry of Young Cow, he goes off the track on the exit of Young Cow, and I think that's going to lost him a load of time, but it's better to get a lap on the board than no lap at all. But he comes into the pits. Very strange decision there. We've got Nem Vidic on a lap. We've got Mr. BT, who is on a lap. We're going to wait to see when the next of the final drivers come across the line. Stinos, I think he's just about to start a lap, as he was 3 seconds down on his previous. Got a Red Bull coming into the pits. Checker flag is now out. As I said, there may be a reset to the lobby due to a recent glitch of the game. But still on a lap. We're going to keep an eye out for drivers finishing their laps, and it looks like Mr. BT is going to be the first man to finish the lap. As he comes towards the line now, cuts through the pit entry, comes across the line, doesn't go fastest. He does improve. He did get to the 106.7s, but wasn't enough to take pole position, nor is it for Bugs Bunny also. We've got a Haas making their way up the hill now. It's Dark Stomper. He also takes the shortest run to the line. Where's it put him? 8th. So still struggling with this game. He's got Lucas coming into the pits. He's got Stinos about to finish his lap. He's got Apex close behind him. As he comes across the line, doesn't improve any positions there. Apex comes across the line, stays 7th. That is the end of qualifying. Hopefully we will be able to proceed. But it looks like absolutely fine for a change, actually. We just have that glitch. Doesn't look like it's going to affect us this time. So that's great news, and it's great news for Nat Williams taking a pole position. As I said, there's something rather fitting about that one. Crossfire Strikes said taking pole position with that 106.770, and by 0.2 of a second behind was Mr. BT. Bugs Bunny is in third. Anthony is in fourth. Fifth is Lucas A. Germany. Stinos is in sixth. Seventh is Apex Finley. Dark Stomper is in eighth. Ninth is Amir Guna. Thibbo Boy is in 10th. Veloce Ayub is in 11th. 12th is Dr. Wolfang. Aidan Bell is in 13th. 14th is Shugs Live. Mr. Basil is in 15th. 16th is Tommy Nembidic is 17th. 18th is Boosted. Warren is in 19th. And Dazzy, who didn't set a time along with Warren, is in 20th and last place. So as you can see, ladies and gents, it is raining out there. I'm not sure if it's going to be a full wet race. If any of the admins are listening to the stream, please let me know in the comments what the going to be like. What the weather is going to be like for the remainder of the race. Is it entirely a wet race, or are we having mixed conditions? If you have time to do that, maybe in the formation lap, it would be appreciated. Actually, I will just check some form. So we're just waiting for these drivers to finish off their strategies. As I said, we don't know if it's going to be mixed conditions in this race. It's certainly raining enough, I think, for probably intermediate tyres would be my guess. But I don't think it was all likely going to rain. And actually, I think we've got drivers on dry tyres here in wet conditions, which is awfully exciting and quite rare to see. They are. Everyone's on the softs apart from Boosted and Dazzy. And is that a bit of a mistake for some of these drivers? Potentially, because that is certainly very interesting. Just quickly, guys, thank you very much for the 150 subscribers. Let's keep pushing on with that one. It really, really is appreciated. It's what I wanted by the end of the season, end of the year. So make sure to subscribe and share the channel. If you're watching if you're watching this stream and haven't joined the league and potentially want to join the league, let us know in the comments below, and we'll send you a link to the Discord server. So we've got 36 laps to run in this race. It's looking like it could be mixed conditions. It certainly is. The track is certainly damp, but they're on the soft tyre, and it must be a bit neck and neck, I think, between the dry and the intermediate tyre. But it depends whether this weather is just going to stop very shortly. It's I say, great to see some mix up in the conditions. Who do we think is going to win this race, guys? Championship leader is Bugs Bunny in third place. Let's see if he can get ever closer to that title. But he has got some serious competitors around him. Of course, we've got the full 20 drivers. I don't know what was going on with Warren. He's still stuck on the grid. Not too sure what is going on with Warren's car there, but we'll ignore that for a second. It's a bit of a strange one. Let's hope it does sort itself out. I've never seen that before. But we're just seeing the final driver of Dazzy in that Alpha Tauri lineup on the grid. And then we will get those 5 red lights. Waiting, I think, for Warren, there is a little bit of an issue. We'll just give it a minute, Apex, see if Warren has left the session. We are just going to do a restart, I think. As I think the lobby. So we'll be back in just a few moments' time. Or maybe not, as we are actually going to be underway potentially. As Shugs get a drive-through penalty for a jump start, and we're away for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix in Super Sunday Racing. Crossfires gets away really rather well there with Bugs Bunny going round the outside of Mr. BT into turn 2, and he does get the move done as we go down the Rella Raposta for the first time. Drivers are really struggling in these conditions, and there are drivers who are out in the background, and there is one there of Nemvidic who is out of this race, and a loss of front tyre there. It doesn't say he's out of the race just yet. We have got a yellow flag. Yeah, he's now retired from the race. We've got a virtual safety car deployed. 2 drivers out in 2 corners. And Bugs Bunny actually moved up into the lead there. So, we've got drivers falling down. I don't know what's going on there. We've had Aidan Bell go off the circuit. So we've got some issues going on here. Not too sure what's going on. So we have a driver off there. It's the Mercedes of Mr. BT. So there's a little bit of confusion going on here. We've still got the virtual safety car deployed, it says. Is that the case? I'm not too sure. Still says virtual safety car is deployed, but it looks like we are racing again. And Bugs Bunny has now left the session. We've got drivers crashing into each other at the back. And I think we are now racing normally. We have been for a few moments. The timing screens are all over the place at the moment. Not sure where anyone is. I think Bugs Bunny is in the lead though. hopefully we'll get that track map to go clear in a minute, as you've got Mr. BT who's left the session. So it looks like we're going to red flag the race and do a restart, as the lobby is a little bit glitched by the looks of things. So we will be back for another restart in a few moments' time.